Good afternoon, friends, and welcome back to Elite Four Rematch number 2. This time I have Angara, our Rhyperior, at the front of the party, since I feel like that'll be a good neutral matchup against his team, or most of his team. And from what I recall, he started with, the name escapes me, but the Dark-type cat. And I could be really clever and assume it's going to use Fake Out and have Dragonite up front, which has Inner Focus, which would make us immune to the flinch from Fake Out. But I'm not sure he's going to use Fake Out. I'm not even sure he's going to use the cat Pokemon whose name I'm forgetting at the moment. So let's go with Angara, who I don't think he can do much against anyway. Life is a serious battle, and you have to use the tools you're given. It's more important to master the cards you're holding than to complain about the ones your opponents were dealt. Let us begin, and may the best trainer win. Contests like this are proof that you are really living. Alright, here we go. Grimsley, that's his name. I was thinking Morty for some reason, but that's Morty from Heart Gold and Gold. Alright, Grimsley. And, oh, Sharpedo. Okay, well, that is different. So, this is not the best matchup, because even though we have very high defense and solid rock, a water-type attack would still be like 3 times as effective. He knows like Waterfall or something. And it could flinch if it's Waterfall. So I don't think I'm going to stay in. I think I'm going to switch to somebody else here. The question really is who? Because Sharpedo is very fast and very strong. It's frail. We have to survive an attack. I could bring in Atlas or Zenit. Let's bring in Delta, expecting a water-type attack. Now, it could do something like Agility, which could be dangerous, but either way, I don't think there's anything super effective against Dragon. I guess it could have an Ice move. But Sharpedos are physical attackers, yeah, so even though it can learn Ice Beam and probably Blizzard, you really wouldn't want to teach that to a Sharpedo. Alright, now in return, I could use Outrage, which should be enough to defeat it, but do I want to lock myself into Outrage? I could also use Fly, which should do a little less damage, but it might not knock it out, though, because we are about the same level. Superpower would almost certainly knock it out, but then I lose some defense and some attack. Alright, let's go into Outrage. It's my favorite move. And we do have to survive this Night Slash, which I think Dragon should be able to do no problem. Yeah, even with a crit, that wouldn't have been a knockout. That's why I love Dragonite, and most of their legendaries, that even though they have very high attack stats, they also have pretty good defenses, so unlike a lot of Pokemon like Alakazam or Sharpedo, which are very good attackers, but they're sort of glass cannons. Alright, and Scrafty, so it's not Bisharp, which would resist Outrage, being part Steel type, so I will take this. Oh, and it held on! Yeah, I think Scrafty actually has a fairly surprisingly high defense stat. And we are knocked out. I didn't see what he actually used again, but I probably should. Head. Yeah, it's a Rock-type move, Head Smash. A very powerful Rock-type move. So, all right, but this is good. We now have 5 full health Pokemon, and he only has 4. I'm thinking now, do I bring in one of the ones? You know what? Let's try Angara again. Although, I don't know, I know he has Bisharp left. I can't remember who else. But I guess a fewer Pokemon could be good against Bisharp. I might actually be a little bit risky here and bring in Zenit. I know he could have like something with Sucker Punch, but we have Focus Blast, and we also might be able to do a nice neutral Sludge Bomb. Okay, Leapard. So he does it the same for Pokemon, just in a different order. Now, I am very worried about Sucker Punch here, because Sucker Punch is a physical move. It would do a lot of damage to Zenit. It probably would knock him out, and we wouldn't get a chance to retaliate. So maybe I'll use this as a free switch. Or potentially a free switch. So I guess I should have gone with Angara there, but... And Leopard did not use Pursuit, which is always a risk, but I didn't think that was likely. Now Angara does have to take one more attack, but yeah, okay, Sucker Punch, good. So I was kind of expecting that. We could go straight for the Hammer Arm. Let's go for a Rock Polish first, because I think... Well, we'll still be faster. Oh, and I went for Sucker Punch again, so that was actually really... I wasn't expecting that, but hey, I'll take it. Question is, do I risk another Rock Polish? Does it have... It probably has like Night Slash as well, or... I'm sure it has some other attacking move. Leopard's move pool isn't that great, so it kind of makes sense to give it both Sucker Punch and Night Slash. Let's go for Hammer Arm, because even after I use it, oh, I should have done one more agility to be super duper fast, because Hammer Arm will lower my speed. All right, you know what I'm gonna do? Because we had that miss, that changes the calculus a bit. I'm gonna use another Rock Polish. That way, even after a Hammer Arm, we're still gonna have +3 speed, which should make us faster than anything on his team. Yeah, now he's done playing games. He's switching to Aerial Ace, which is not very effective, and a very low base power move at base 60. It's flying type, so it doesn't get stab. Alright, now let's go for Hammer Arm with a little better accuracy, hopefully. Yes, okay. I think it has a 90% chance of hitting and 100 base damage, so... Took out Leopard, lowered our speed, but we're still at +3 speed, so that's very, very fast, even if Rhyperier's base speed is not that high. And Crocodile, good choice, a very good choice. Ooh, especially because of the Intimidate. So now we have a lowered attack stat. And you know what's kind of funny? The only move on my team that I haven't, that I still need to kind of complete my original plan is Mega Horn for Angara here. But Rhyperior doesn't learn Mega Horn until level 77, so it probably won't have it until like the very last battle of this game. Alright, well we do have Hammer Arm, which is still super effective even with that attack drop. It probably won't knock out Crocodile, I would say, but it should do a lot of damage. Yeah, there we go. And yes, Crocodile can retaliate with an Earthquake, which I'm expecting here. There it is. But we have Solid Rock, which reduces the damage from super effective moves, and it's only 1 time super effective, well, 2 times super effective, however you want to say it. And we have a very good defense. So you use the move here, it's good, it's fascinating. So yeah, I think... oh, full restore, interesting. Using that agility was definitely... That extra agility was definitely the right choice. Because now we've used, what, 3 Hammer Arms? We're still at +1 speed. So the question is, are we going to be fast enough to outspeed Crocodile one more time? And I'm going to anticipate that he only has... I probably should use Earthquake there. Probably still would have done half. Maybe after that Intimidate. It's hard to say. Well, we used 4 Hammer Arms. But one might have been... No, I guess they were all in this battle, weren't they? But one missed, so it didn't actually lower our speed. Okay. Let's go for Earthquake. Yeah, we are faster, even at just +1 speed. And that's enough to knock out Crocodile. Even if he had used Full Restore, I was still thinking it might be a 2-hit knockout, so I wasn't too worried. And Drapion, alright. So we have Earthquake, which is super effective. Let's go ahead and use it. Oh, but Drapion is faster. Yeah, Drapion is actually pretty fast. So... Now that we were down to only +1 speed, wasn't quite enough. And Drapion, I believe, is only weak to ground types. It's actually a really good typing combination. And we've just lost... Well, we've lost 2 of our Pokemon that have ground type attacks. We still have Vulcan. And then... This might not seem close, but it is, because both Alakazam and Gengar are weak to Dark, so... Now, Flare Blitz, I think will actually do more damage. But it also does recoil damage, whereas I think we can probably survive one of Drapion's attacks if we don't have any previous damage. So that's why I didn't want to use the Flare Blitz there, which still might not have knocked it out, might have been even closer, but I figured I wouldn't risk it. Alright, and there's one more Earthquake. And who is his best? Probably still his Bisharp, I would think. Although I think the next Elite Four member might have a new highest level Pokemon, which is pretty cool. Well, I've never withdrawn from any battles. Good, don't start now. Now, if we're faster, both Earthquake and Flare Blitz are super effective, so he didn't use Sucker Punch, so I was a little bit worried about, because that would have gone first and maybe knocked me out. But Flare Blitz should be a knockout for Bisharp, and I think Vulcan has enough HP to hold on. Get some of that sweet experience. Also, I was wrong last time when I said Chinchino was our first 72. Delta, our Dragonite, had also hit 72. And there we go. Elite Four Grimsley has been defeated. If somebody wins, the person who fought against that person will lose. That's battle. A good contender just seeks the next victory, bragging about winning, and without getting upset after losing. I think I got most of that right. This has been Speed Reading with Arabelle. There are bad ways to win and good ways to lose. What's interesting and troubling is that it's not always clear which is which. A flipped coin doesn't always land heads or tails. Sometimes it may never land at all. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the same thing you said before, because I feel like I remember that. So, alright, well, 2 down, 2 to go, plus the champion, so definitely stay tuned for that. As always, thank you guys for watching. Of course, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and I'll see you in a bit.